بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم إن الله عليم خبير. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. O mankind, surely we have created you male and female and have made you into nations and tribes that you may know one another. The noblest of you in the sight of God is the most pious. God is omniscient, cognizant. Life is full of colors. You only have to go out to see the great variety of colors within nature. The blueness of the skies, the greenness of the vegetation, the goldness of the sands. Even artificial, man-made products come in different colors. Cars, cell phones, clothes, everything. It is interesting how each one of us has his or her own favorite color. And I'm sure all of you have your own favorite color, which for some reason you regard as superior to other colors. It might be the beauty of the color. It might be the serenity that the color brings to you. Or it could be merely a memory that you associate with that color. Now, no matter what your favorite color is, just imagine that everything in life were painted with your favorite color. All trees, all mountains, animals, everything. Do you think life would still look beautiful? Of course not. For the beauty of life lies in the variety of colors in it and the harmony and the coexistence of colors. A few days ago, an ugly hate crime took place in the beautiful city of Al-Ahsa, which has for a long time been a symbol and a role model for love and coexistence. This crime was carried out by a few people who wished to live in a monochromatically colored life. And they hated and despised to see various shades of other colors. The crime took place on the night of Ashoura to send a clear and specific message from the terrorists who carried it out. Ashoura, with no doubt, is usually strongly regarded as an occasion that is of importance to Shia Muslims. But tonight, we shall see that Ashoura should not be associated with only a single sect, religion, or ideology. Ashoura transcends all of our differences and speaks to our shared human values and human wants, regardless of the ideologies that we may belong to. But first, let me clear some of the misconceptions about the occasion of Ashoura. And I know there are quite a few. I went online and I searched for an unofficial definition of Ashoura. And I found the following. The first definition: Ashoura is a bloody Shia Muslim ritual where the men beat themselves to bloody pulp. The craziness. The second definition: Ashoura is the main Shia holiday during which believers impassionedly gash their bodies with swords to show their grief for the suffering of Imam Hussein. And the third definition, Ashura is a bloody ritual where Muslims flagellate themselves and their children with whips and chains until bloody to commemorate the death of Hussein. Now, although inaccurate, I wouldn't say that I was surprised to see such definitions floating around the internet. The media and the people usually look for the anomalies rather than the boring norm. The Shia, just like any other people following any religion or ideology, are so diverse. And it is impossible to generalize any aspect of Ashura over the whole Shia population. The only thing that we can generalize to Shia is their deep appreciation and celebration of the occasion of Ashura. Most of what goes on during the first 10 days of Muharram, which are usually utilized to celebrate the occasion of the martyrdom of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, is merely the gathering of people to listen to and sometimes to chant the story of the martyrdom of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. This is usually associated with an educational session that addresses a certain topic, sometimes social or religious. And I'm sure that we all agree that such definitions by no means depict the actual definition of Ashura. Secondly, Ashura is usually regarded as an occasion merely celebrated by the Shia Muslims, whereas in actuality the main message of Ashura and the rising of Imam Hussein alayhi salam should not be restricted to any religion, sect, or a single ideology. It is true that Ashura has been for a long time largely celebrated by the Shia Muslims, but let's not forget that for a long time this was for the intention and the purpose of perpetuating and saving the occasion. But now with the technological advances and the easy communication, we can say with total confidence that the occasion of Ashura has been saved and will be immortal. And now it is time that the world knows of the universal message of Ashura. Just like everyone regard Gandhi and Martin Luther King as universal examples and universal symbols of freedom, and that everyone commemorates their sacrifices to humanity, we should show the world that the sacrifices of Imam Hussein alayhi salam and his family and companions were of this sort. The sort of sacrifices that everyone in the whole world can relate to. Imam Hussein alayhi salam said to his enemies on the day of Ashura, "My parents did not raise me to submit myself to an evil tyrant. I am your Imam, and it is my duty to tell you that you have surrendered the freedom of your minds to the evil ways of Yazid. If you do not care for Islam and do not fear the day of judgment, at least care for that precious gift from God, the freedom of your spirits." Imam Hussein alayhi salam has risen and fought an impossible war against corrupt reign. He fought in order to show us the importance and the value of our freedom, and where freedom should stand in the line of our priorities. His rising showed us that victory is not determined by the materialistic loss. He showed us that blood and nonviolent resistance can be victorious against sword. Our blood, not the enemy's blood. These and many other lessons that we can take from Ashura. Once we realize the importance of these messages, not only to us, but to the whole of humanity, we will all see that Ashura should be a season for coexistence and grievance for a great person whose sacrifices we can all relate to. When we celebrate this coexistence, we allow all colors to exist and to be evident and to interact in this life. And let's never forget that white can only exist by the coexistence of all the other colors and their unification. For this reason, I pledge Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam to find and spread all the values of his movement to which all humanity can relate. وصلى الله وسلم على سيدنا محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين.